Hi guys, it's Nedra and we are here in the Beauty Bosses group tonight. Let me know that you're here. It's Tuesday night and I think it's May 9th and I didn't have to look at the calendar for that. And I just wanted to take a few minutes now that the boys have gone to bed and before I kick back in my chair and watch a little bit of one of my favorite TV shows. I wanted to just join you here in our Beauty Bosses group tonight. And just since you were all doing such a fantastic job at seeing the people, like we've been talking about, from the great Carl Flowers, who talks about seeing the people and showing as much beauty control as we can in our daily life and at in-home spas and facials and all the way Facebook spas and all the way that we do it in our client groups. You guys are rocking that. You're doing amazing at that. And I'm so excited for you. Courtney and Kim and Jody and Lisa and Sophia and Becky, you all were amazing in the 6-day challenge with staying consistent at sharing your beauty control in your client groups, following up with someone once a day or sharing a product with someone once a day, and then even, having something bigger either on Saturday or Sunday, which you probably have more time than. You guys did amazing. So congratulations at that. I am going to just glance over here and make sure I am still actually live. I can see in my little mirror there that there are some people here. So that's wonderful. And as always, hey, Sophia and Kim, so glad you're here. You are now in our drawing for the next free product that I'll be giving away. Kim, did you get your goodie package in the mail? Because you were the winner of our free product last week. And I hope that you got it. Want to be sure that you did. Sophia, I actually have a goodie bag here for you that you get to pick up from me. It's been sitting here and I didn't text you and tell you, but it's here. So let me know when you want to come by and I have it for you. Some things that you've earned in the last couple of months. All right. Okay, Kim, we'll be watching for it. I sent it to your mailing address that you have listed on BeautyNet, so it should be there to you soon. Check with your post office. So thank you for joining me tonight. Are you ready for some top tips? I've got them. Okay, so we're talking about how both of you and other people who are joining us, how you are doing an excellent job at sharing the products and becoming regular with it. How was that for you in the last 6 days? I'd love to know what was your biggest accomplishment or biggest takeaway from the 6-day challenge, and consistently sharing in your groups, and what did you learn from that? What did you take away from that challenge? And I encourage you to keep doing that. We focused on 6 days just as a kickstart, but really these simple activities that just take a few minutes, when you do them every day, it will build your business for you. So I'd love to hear what the experience was like for you. Remember, every comment you make gets you extra entries into the drawing for the free product I'll give away for this week's team training. Yes, so let me know that you're here when I ask questions, give me feedback, and I'd love to know what was your biggest takeaway from our 6-day challenge of just that consistent activity of sharing beauty control. And tonight, keep commenting, but I'm going to keep going. Tonight, I wanted to take just a few minutes to give you some of the top tips that I've been able to develop, over the last 15 years or so, of how to close the deal, how to close the business. Because I know that when I got super excited for beauty control, it was right after I went to my first celebration, which is coming up. We can still register for celebration, and it's coming up in the 3rd week of July. After I went to that first celebration, I came home and I was over the moon excited. I would go to sleep at night thinking about how can I share beauty control. I would be excited about whatever new product was coming out. I had dreams of what I could do with my beauty control business. If you are experiencing that, if you've had some beauty control highs lately about how excited you are and it's gotten you to share with more people, comment and let me know that you know what that feels like, because that's how I was. And the thing was, though, being so new, I had no experience in closing the deal. I actually grew up in the car business. I grew up in car dealerships. My stepdad worked for General Motors. My father was a car mechanic. My mother was an office manager and then a general manager of car dealerships. My first jobs were in car dealerships. I can work all the desks in an office at a car dealership. I can even wash cars back in the back where they have all the stuff for washing the cars. So I was around sales a lot, but I was not comfortable with actually closing the deal because it was in the car dealership business. I didn't want to be like that. But there are some things that if you can focus on them, you will get even more business from the daily activity that you're now starting to do. So who wants more business, right? Like you started getting active and sharing the products more consistently, but then now if you could just tweak a couple of things, learn a couple of things, and you'll get even more business from it. So how does that sound? Would you like to learn that tonight? I know you would like to learn it tonight. That is why you're here. You will. Hey, Courtney, I'm reading your comments. Hey, Lisa, you will move up. You will have people follow under you, I promise. So tonight we're talking about tips on how to close the deal, and I've broken it into bookings and then sales and signing up new consultants. So when I talk about bookings, I'm talking about having someone set a date and time with you to have an oxygen facial, or someone setting a date and time with you to have an in-home spa or a Facebook spa. Those are bookings, and it's really important, if you can, to have those specific dates on the calendar. But how do you get people to agree to the dates? So when I was first excited about Beauty Control, I made my list, like my Frank list, my friends, relatives, associates, neighbors, kids connections, and I made the list of who. I remember what my yellow legal pad looked like then. This was before we kept lists on our phones. Now all my lists are on my phones, but they used to be on a yellow legal pad. And I would think about like, okay, that person, she should, book a party with me, or she should do this, or have a makeover with me. But I didn't know, I stumbled a lot, and that's normal. You have to kind of stumble a lot to learn and to get better at it. And if you're stumbling, that means you were in the learning process, which is perfect. I'm going to give you a little leg up so that you can start getting up on your feet when it comes to setting, actual dates for facials and makeovers and in-home spas and Facebook spas and those kinds of selling situations. So my first tip for that on closing the deal when it comes to someone actually scheduling a date and time with you, the first tip and the most important tip is that you know your openings. So you know your calendar and you know your date. So I keep my calendar on my phone and it syncs with my desktop and my laptop. It doesn't matter how you keep your calendar. I've also kept paper calendars. One time my paper calendar got lost and I lost all of my information. So that was when I finally listened to my husband and started keeping my calendar on my phone. But however you do it, I always look ahead to the next month and think, when can my store be open? When can I have that really prime face-to-face time or Facebook spa time? When can I do that? And so then I'm in control. I'm the boss, right? So I get to look at my family's priorities, my priorities, and decide when can I do that. So for me, I know that right now, for sure, Thursday evenings are a time that I can have openings that I can actually offer to people. I also know that about one Saturday a month, I can offer like a time frame, either Saturday afternoon or Saturday morning. And so for May, I looked ahead and wrote those dates out and marked them on my calendar so that I know they are openings and I get to pick them. So what is it for you? What are your openings that you know work for you? Sophia, Jody, you guys are in the healthcare business. Stephanie, I'm not sure if you're on or maybe you'll be watching the recording. I know you're dealing a lot with your family right now. But I know for those of you in the healthcare business, you have some weeks that you work a ton of hours, and then some weeks that you're completely off. So this is beautiful for you. You can look ahead and you can pick, when are my good times to actually have specific dates that I want to see the people and do an in-home spa, a small one or a big one or a facial. So does that make sense? Know your openings and know your dates. And oh, you guys are so funny. I love watching your comments. I can't see them all on my desktop computer, but I'm seeing some of them. And so to get a little story about this, years ago when I was in business in Michigan, we had a beauty control director meeting. And we were all dressed up and we were waiting in the bathroom. There was a break and we were all waiting to go to the bathroom. And this woman who was like a basketball coach or something, she looked very different than us. She was a basketball coach, so she looked sportier and athletic. And she was in the bathroom with us, and she really stood out because she clearly wasn't part of our beauty control director meeting. And she said, "What are you guys doing in here?" And we all kind of explained, that what beauty control was, what services we offered, and she was interested. She said, "Oh my gosh, that sounds really, neat. I'm interested in that." And I knew what my next date and times were open to see her, to go to her. And I just knew them off the top of my head. And so I said, "Oh, I have this date or this date open. I'd be glad to come to you. Which one works for you?" So those words, I have this and this open. Which one works for you? Key words. Memorize those words. And you have to plan ahead a little bit and know your openings so that you can use those words. So she, in the hotel bathroom, scheduled on the spot with me. I went to her house at that date and time we had picked, and she had about 5 friends there with her. So I got to share beauty control with 6 new people because I knew my dates and times, and I just was able to spout them off, my next 2 dates available while we were there in the ladies' bathroom. And I was the only one in the bathroom that knew my dates like that. So know your openings, and they can change. You are in charge of them, but make a plan and then adjust where you need to. I totally know about having to adjust because of kids and things like that. So yeah, Sunday afternoon is a great time. So you get to pick. I love it. We're in control of our calendars. So to make that consistent money, where we're talking about selling $1,000 retail a month, profiting about $400 to $500, whether you're a consultant or a VIP, that takes about 1 to 2 of those selling situations a week. Plus that quick little daily posting in your client group also helps ensure that you meet that too. That's like a backup to that. So when you're looking at your calendar, think of that. When are there 1 to 2 times that I could see people face to face, with all the different ways that we can share beauty control? And also, a little side note to that is, when you're closing the deal on actually setting dates and times with people, don't offer too many dates and times. The rule is that you want to offer people anywhere from 2 to 4 possibilities. So if I'm speaking to someone, I will say, I have this or this open. Does that work for you? If I'm texting them, or maybe I'm sending out an email and I'm actually listing it in writing, or maybe I'm at a spa or doing a Facebook spa and I'm going to, show them the dates in writing that I have open, then I will show them 4. But beyond that, I do not show them because it's too many options, right? Too many possibilities. So, and it also helps you get to present them as limited dates. So the one thing you don't want to do when you're closing the deal with bookings, if we talk about do this and not that, right? I love that guy. You know who that guy is with the health food stuff? Like eat this and not that. So this is the do this and not that of bookings and closing the deal when it comes to bookings. Do know your openings. Do only offer 2 to 4 openings at the most. You don't need to do any more than that. What you don't want to do is say, "Oh, well, I'm new, or I'm not really busy with this, and we could do it whenever works for you." When works for you? Has anybody said that before? I have said that. I hope I'm not the only one who's ever said that. But in the beginning, I would say that, or when I wasn't really confident in myself. So The thing you don't want to do is to say, I'm new, or I don't really, I'm not really super busy with this. Really, anytime works for me. When would it work for you? One, that is going to make you seem like you don't have anything valuable to offer her. And two, it's going to make, she's going to have a hard time deciding. How many times do you, like, here's an example. I have a group of mom friends. We get together almost every single weekday morning for a couple hours for our kiddos to just play together, whether it's gymnastics or the library, we just, or a park, we just do. And for 2 months, we have been talking about how we want to go to the zoo. We want to go to the zoo. It's a little bit far away, so we need to plan it. But none of us have said, okay, this time or this time would work. Which one's going to work for all of us? If we did that, we would actually go to the zoo, right? But because we just keep kind of talking about it and, oh, it sounds like fun, we're never going to go. So that it's the exact same thing. I hope that that makes sense to you. So when you actually get specific and you have limited, specific dates that people can pick, you will actually book those dates. When it's just kind of, oh, whenever works for you, it's never going to happen. So hope that was helpful to you. Yes, the drain flies are still here. Oh, Courtney, I knew that you would be like that because you've talked about having a hard time getting people to actually set the date. So yeah, this may sound like a little old fashioned, but I've always said in big beauty control trainings that you want to present yourself as like the hottest, busiest hairstylist in town. So I go to Baron Smith in Landrum, South Carolina. Now he works at a barbershop, and it's not really a high-end barbershop, but he's like this little hidden secret. He's excellent at what he does, and his prices are great. And so he is booked solid. So when I call Baron and I say, Baron, I have got to get my cut and color, he tells me what limited openings he has, and I am going to make that work. Somehow I'm going to rearrange my babysitter time or something, and I'm going to be there to see him. So when you present limited dates and times, people are going to want to schedule with you. They're going to want to close the deal and pick that date and time and grab it before somebody else does. So I hope that makes sense. I'm going to give you an opportunity to get more entries into the drawing for the new product I'll give away through tonight's training. So far when we've talked about closing the deal with setting dates and times, what are some words that you've heard that you can go out and use? So this is just to help you too. It's going to get you more entries by commenting, but also just writing it down as a comment is going to help sink it in that, oh yeah, those are words that I want to use when I'm talking with people tomorrow about having a spa or a facial or whatever it is. So, okay. Now let's talk about closing the deal with sales and signing up new consultants. So I have about 2 or 3 tips to share with you. And the first one that popped into my mind as I was writing these down right after Rowan went to bed. That's when as soon as Rob takes him off to go to his room to change into his PJs, that's like their little special time. That's when my beauty control brain can click on. So that's when I start thinking about, oh yeah, I want to say this and I want to share that. So the first thing I thought of with this was, you want to give, this is very similar to the bookings actually, you want to give them something to say yes to and to create a sense of urgency. So lots of times when I'm about to do a spa, or like this Saturday I'm going to be seeing 5 new people for oxygen facials, I'll be thinking about, I want to give them something that they can say yes to, and I want to create a sense of urgency around it. You are a beauty control store. So you, Kim, Sophia, Lisa, Courtney, if other people are on, I don't see it yet, but I'm talking to you too. You want to give them something to say yes to, and you get to decide what that is. You get to create that sense of urgency. So back in Michigan, there used to be, there was a department store called Hudson's, and now it's Macy's. But when I was in high school in Michigan, every spring they ran a daisy sale. Like, and this commercial would come on, and this little girl would be singing Daisy, Daisy, do 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 do, whatever that song is. And my mother loved to take me shopping at Hudson's. So when the Daisy sale was coming, I was excited. She was excited because she loved to shop. And Hudson's had created this sale, and it was going to be from this day to this day, and this is what the sale was going to be. And we didn't argue with that. We didn't think, oh, who does Hudson's think they are creating this sale, creating these sale prices? We were excited, and they were their own business. They could pick when they had a sale. So you, as the independent consultant or VIP or senior VIP or executive VIP, you get to decide what are your store's hours, which is like with the bookings. You get to decide what are your sales, what are your specials. Yes, we have a sale brochure, and those can be your specials. But if you got a few things with another sale with Beauty Control and you want to move those off your shelf, you can create a sale for those. I have 5 new people coming to see me for oxygen facials on Saturday. So I'm going to create a special for them that's only good for that day. So I'm going to create a special, give them something to say yes to, and I'm going to create urgency around it by saying, hey, this is my sale for today. This is a one day only, special because you were here getting an oxygen facial. And I get to do that because I'm a business and I'm a business owner. And so I'm saying all this to talk about Hudson's and the Daisy sale and all that, to empower you and to let you know you will benefit, and your store will sell more, and you will sell more as a consultant, and your household will benefit more when you take the reins of leadership, as it's been said to me before, of your business, and say, I'm going to create specials for my business, and I'm going to set parameters on them. Maybe this sale is going to be just for this spa that I'm doing today, or maybe it's going to be for this week or this weekend. You get to pick. So at a spa or a facial, the way I create the sense of urgency and the sale is through my set sheet. So yes, Sophia, like a special gift. And so I'll show you, like this is, the only one I found is a little bit wrinkled, but this is my set sheet. And I will repost this in our group so you can see this. But so this lists the sets that are in the beauty book with the page numbers. And these are pretty much all the items that I use at a spa or an oxygen facial. And so I end every spa or oxygen facial with this sheet, and they get to see the sets in the beauty book. And then based on the monthly brochure prices, I will tell them, oh, well, normally, the daily facial set is $123, but because of an extra special going on, say there's the cleanser or the exfoliating polish or the moisturizer, it's on sale in the monthly brochure, then I'll say, oh, you can actually get this set for this price. And these prices are good for today. So this is the set sheet. These are what we use. I keep it really simple. And I might make recommendations based on what they've told me about their skin. And then these are the prices for tonight or today or whatever it is that you're doing it. So at a spa or a facial, I have the set sheet. And then what I do is I say, when you get one set, you can get one of the pampering set items, which is some of those smaller items like the hand scrub, the hand cream, the lip appeal, the eye pads. You can pick an item from there at my cost. But first they have to buy one of the sets at regular price, right? So that's my special. When you get a set at regular price, whatever the regular price is that month, you can then pick something from the pampering set or the detox bath soak or any other items that I would say are around $30 or less. You can pick one of those at my cost, whatever your cost is. And then if they get 2 sets, they can pick 2 items at my cost or your cost. So that is the special that has always worked the best for me. And if there's a set that they would like to create for themselves, then they can do that by picking out either 3 skincare and repair items or a total of 4 items if it's spa and makeup, and that will count as a set. So I'll say those again. Those are my specials. The way I like to work my specials, the way that I have the best results is to have a set sheet that I use at my facial or my spas, and it goes along with the beauty book. So you can see the pictures of the sets in the beauty book. And then saying, if you get 1 set today, this is a special only for today, you can add on a spa item or a makeup item at my cost. If you get 2 sets, you can get 2 items at my cost. And people love it. They love it. And then if they're saying, oh, I'm not really sure, I kind of, none of these sets are exactly what I want, then I say, oh, that's okay. You can make your own set, and you could pick out 3 items if they're skincare or repair items, or 4 items if they're spa or makeup items, and those can count as a set, and you can still take advantage of these specials. So I am going to repost a training video that I just did on this sheet. So when I mean I just did, I mean it focused solely on this. So it's a training video I did, I think last September, but I will repost it in this group so you can watch it. So some things might be a little bit different because it was recorded a few months ago, but my verbiage is still very much the same even today, and so I think that'll be really helpful for you. So it's a video that's just all about this set sheet and how I do that. So, okay. Now, how do I create the sense of urgency and give people something to say yes to when I'm not at a spa or at a facial, not face-to-face? So what I do is I have my client group on Facebook, and most of the people who are in my client group are also in a group text, which we've talked about before. And so I try to run a special every week that I advertise through my client group on Facebook, and I advertise through one group text that I'll usually send on a Thursday or Friday, which is when most people get paid. So I have a weekly special, and I advertise it through my Facebook client group. Like, for instance, the cute graphic we had of the buy 2, get 1 free on the skincare because it's all on sale. That was a graphic I shared in our group. That could be a weekly special for you if you would like it to be. So all these ideas that you see on Facebook, you could pick one of those and make it your weekly special. And that way, people that want to take advantage of it have a reason to do it that week and not just say, oh, well, someday, I'll get that thing. I really want to get that thing. I've been meaning to get that thing. Run a weekly special so it gives them a reason to get that thing that they're really interested in. So does that make sense, everyone? Yes, and they have the power to pick. I like that too. Now, when my mom friends are fairly new friends, so they don't know a lot about beauty control, but they're friends with me on Facebook, so they're starting to see some of my videos, and they're starting to watch them and ask me things. And so when beauty control comes up in your daily life, what I like to do is ask people if they would like to be part of my VIP client group. So I just tell them, I have this group on Facebook, it's private, but if you want to be part of it, I can add you to it. It's got tips and tricks and specials. Just memorize those words, tips and tricks and specials. Do you want me to add you to that group? So then they're in your group, and they're going to see your weekly special, and they're going to get your group text that you run on a Thursday or Friday with your weekly special, and they'll have something to say yes to. So I have a couple of mom friends who really love the CC cream and really love the dark circle color corrector. So I am adding them to my client group. I'm adding them to my group text, and I'm going to be running a special this week, and that will give them a reason to say, oh yeah, I do want to get that thing that I was telling you that I liked from your video. Another way to help you close the deal is we talked about it actually, was to do a gift with purchase. So that can be a discount off another product, or sometimes if I have any of the smaller products, like the travel size extreme repair, if I have some things that I just want to use as a promotional item that if maybe they came free with an order through a perk that Beauty Control offered, then I will offer that as a gift with a purchase of a set. But what I really prefer to do is to do the discount on an item or 2 items if they get 1 set or 2 sets, so that I'm getting more products in their hands and I'm making that full profit on that first set or that second set that they're purchasing. So we talked about giving them something to say yes to and creating a sense of urgency, but then also, you can create that urgency by doing a gift with purchase or discount off another product with their purchase of a set. The other opportunity you have to close the deal is upselling opportunities. So upselling, we have all experienced upselling. If you have ever gone to a restaurant, gone to McDonald's, you have experienced upselling, and it is a technique that works. So when you're in the drive-thru and you're ordering, we go to Wendy's. That's our favorite place. When you go to Wendy's, if I order just a single with cheese, they are always going to ask me, do I want to make a meal of it? Or do I want the meal with that? Or if I order a meal, they're always going to ask me, do I want a large? And many times I say yes. I was not intending to do it, but because they asked and they gave me that opportunity to say yes, then I did. So they just had an upsell. They just got more in sales from me than I had originally intended. And so you have that opportunity in our business. So here's an example. Someone could message you and say, oh, I saw that graphic that you ran about the cooling foot salve and the foot scrub. How much are each of them? And you could say they're each $22. If you get one, it's $22. If you get both, it's $39. So you're taking like a couple dollars off, but you're getting more products in their hands. So that's a really simple one. If someone asks you about an individual item, come back with what the price is, but then offer, hey, if you get 2 or if you add this on, maybe take a couple dollars off. Many people are going to say yes. I did that while I was in my chair watching Grey's Anatomy and made extra money for myself in just a really, really simple way. Another way to upsell is actually another technique for making people want to buy from you right away, and that is truly addressing their needs. And that really should have probably been my first tip, and that is that, I have, because of all the experience, I know words that work and sets that work and are popular and all these sales techniques. But honestly, when I've had a really full day, which we always do, right? And I'm driving to someone's house to do a spa, or I'm packing up my bags to get ready, or I'm going to do a Facebook spa right here in front of my phone. Honestly, sometimes I struggle. I think, oh, okay, how am I going to pull this together? How am I going to get in the right frame of mind? And so for you, it might be that you're nervous, right? That you're, worried. Am I going to do this right? Are they going to enjoy it? Are they going to buy anything from me? Like, have you had any of those questions before running through your head? I'm sure you have. I have. And so when I need to just kind of clear up my head and be able to give my best to whoever it is that I'm going to see, whether it's through my phone, like right now, or, at a spa, I start to think about how can I be a benefit? How can I be of service to the people that I'm going to connect with? Whether I'm doing it through my phone, through a video, or face to face. How can I be of service to them? How can I be a benefit? And I love to share tips. I love to teach. I love to share what works. And so, at the end of the day today, when I'm tired and we had a crazy, crazy morning and, nap time, we always have nap time, but some nap times are just better than others. And so today the boys were making lots of noises and didn't sleep as long as they normally do. So it was not the best nap time. So at the end of the day, I thought of all of you. I thought of who's probably going to be on and what can I share with them? What's worked for me over the years? And that helped me clear up my head. And for you, when you're about to share a product with someone, or like we're talking about, think about, how can I be of service to them? How can I help them? Do they just need to relax? Everyone needs to relax. So how can I make this a relaxing experience for them? Will they love the neck wrap? Can I take my warm neck wrap? Will they, do they just need a calm person to just say, hey, you look great today? Or I love that, I always like to find something I like about each person that I see and genuinely be able to say, that's a cute lipstick color, or that color looks great on you. Or, did you just get your hair done? Like every time I see someone, I try to think of like, what stands out to me? What do I like about this person? You can always find something to like about someone. And so I look for that. And then I also start asking them, tell me about your skin. What were you, if I'm going to do a facial, I'll ask them, what were you most concerned about? What were you thinking of with your skin when you scheduled this time with me? If they're coming to a spa, I'm asking them, are you ready to relax? Could you relax? And then throughout the spa and with my set sheet, you can see the little spot here for the skin issues. Whoops. There we go. When you see I just killed a fly. When you see the little spot on the set sheet for the skin issues, I'm asking people to fill that out so that then I can say, oh, you wrote down acne and oil. And I remember what it feels like to have acne and oil. And I can genuinely say, friend to friend, new friend to new friend, you know what? The Skin Logix Clear would work wonders for you. And plus, if you get the Skin Logix Clear, you can get that hand cream at my cost. So I'm always, I'm always getting to know the people that I'm in front of because I genuinely enjoy that. And then looking for solutions for them. And it actually it's a beautiful situation because you feel good that you're helping them find something, a solution for themselves, whatever it is that they're looking for a solution for. And at the same time, you're showing them a set that can help with that. You're saying, hey, if you get a set, you could add on that little fun thing that you really loved. Or you are, lots of times I'll sit down with someone and they'll say, I'm going to get that hand set or that pampering set or whatever, but their skin issues that they wrote down, or maybe earlier in the appointment, they were talking about how they really hated their wrinkles, like I really hate this. And so that gives me an opportunity to say, okay, we can get the hand set or the pampering set, but I noticed that you wrote down wrinkles on your forehead, but on the skin issues part here. Or I remember you talking about wrinkles on your forehead. And that's when, as a friend, you can feel almost compelled to say to her, you know what, Tight, Firm, and Fill is the best for that. And you can show her that. And so making that recommendation, that personal recommendation from the place of feeling like her new friend, it helps. She ends up feeling, being fulfilled, and then you end up having more sales, which is great too, right? So I didn't plan to say all that, but good. I'm glad that they're fantastic tips, and it really works. So these are the things, with bookings, knowing your dates, picking your calendar, you get to set your calendar, and it can be flexible, but at least set a plan and then adjust as you need to. The sales and the signing up of new consultants, give them something to say yes to, create a sense of urgency. I love to use my set sheet for that, and I will repost the video that I've done on just this set sheet before. And I love to run a weekly special for my clients through the client group or group text. Upselling opportunities, when someone says they just want one thing, ask them if they want two and take a few dollars off the price. You're still going to make more money that way. I promise. I've run the math a million times. And also just that getting to know the people that you're in front of, whether it's through your phone or it's face to face, and you really do want a combination of both. That to me makes this a fulfilling opportunity, and I enjoy it. And no matter what the exact numbers and sales are, I enjoy it. And that actually will bring you more sales at the same time. So it's really a beautiful kind of relationship between you and your new friends and your clients. And I said this also helps with signing up new consultants, and it does, right? Because the best product that we sell is our opportunity. It is. And I know I probably sound like a beauty control commercial, but it's true. So at every spa that I do, every facial that I do, the last thing that I share is on the back of the set sheet, and that is the Spa Tote Special. So I'll repost this set sheet in the group too. So the set sheet, the video with the training on the set sheet will be reposted in this group as soon as we end here. And you'll see that on the back of the set sheet is the Spa Tote Special. And that's what I end with. And I say this trumps, anything that I could offer. And I wanted to show it to you because it not only comes with all these products, and you guys have heard me talk about the Spa Tote Special and, romancing each of those products and showing how through the Beauty U modules, it's $600 in products for only $129, plus the neck wrap and the Spa Tote, all those things. But then I say the best thing that comes with the Spa Tote Special is the beauty control opportunity and all the options that you have with it. So that's a whole other video, but the same thing about connecting with people, finding out how I can best service them and fulfill their needs and just enjoy what I do, and then presenting that Spa Tote Special as something of like, this is the best special that's available today. If someone says, well, how long is that special available? Then I will say it is a monthly special, but those are not the first words out of my mouth. The whole sense of urgency thing that I've done with all the other sets, I have that same tone with the Spa Tote Special. Of course, there are going to be people who say, well, I want to wait until, the end of the month, but that's not my first, that's not something that I stress. Because the reason is because most people who say I'm going to wait until later to do that, whatever it is, they never do it, right? I'm the same way. Unless I get something on the spot, the chances of me going back and getting it are very slim. It does happen, and follow-up is important because of that, but the chances of people actually making a purchase with you or joining Beauty Control are so much greater on the spot. So I am going to end it here. I'm going to watch your comments. I will announce the drawing winner once I've had time to rack up all the comments and the entries and see who wins. And I so enjoy these, and we will keep doing them weekly, either on Monday or Tuesday, depending on the week. But thank you so much for being here. I love you guys, and I would love to know we talked about what was your favorite takeaway from the bookings tips, but what has been your favorite words and takeaway that you can use this week from the last part of this about selling and signing up new consultants? I'd love to know. Tell me. Good night, everyone. Bye-bye.